I really find the most fulfillment when my work is utilized for things like looking at the legal and ethical side and asking those questions and thinking a little bit deeper about those issues. Hi, my name is Maggie Weatherwax. I am a first year in the Religious Studies MA program here at UA, and currently I'm doing an internship in the History and Ethnology lab, specifically under the Collections and Research Department of the UA museums. So I specifically am a contextual object researcher. So I work a lot behind the scenes. I get to pick out objects from the collection, and I get to look at them for about a week or so, usually is my timeline. And what I do is I figure out as much about the object and its context as possible. So I look at how it was manufactured, where it was manufactured, what was the cultural or religious use, what was its practical use, how is the object used, what is its life after maybe its main purpose, how did it come into the collections here? And then this information is put into the collections database and can be utilized later by future researchers, future curators for different shows, and for whatever is needed by the museum for this information. But it gives them a little bit more information about some of the really cool objects that we have back in our collections. I've worked in a few collections before, but this is probably the biggest collection that I've worked in. So I've learned a lot about working collaboratively with other people, specifically with my other interns or different professors. Everyone's working on a little part of this big overall project, and it really helps to get to know everybody and work collaboratively, because then you find out a lot more about the collection than you just doing it on your own and me sitting in my little corner lab station all by myself. So I feel those collaborative skills that I've been gaining have served me the most from this internship. This is actually my first semester in the Museum Studies program, and so I started that concurrently with the internship I'm in currently. However, before this certificate, I did a lot of other work in museums. I worked a lot on different repatriation projects. I care a lot about the legal and ethical side of collecting, and so I've worked a lot on researching for repatriation projects and doing other contextual research in university collections for objects that may future be repatriated or that they want to use for shows or for different classes and stuff. So I feel like that's where a lot of my experience came when I came in here. But as for the Museum Studies certificate program, I'm seeing a lot of the things that a lot of the skills that I'm utilizing in my internship become very useful in class because I have that experience. We can have a more fruitful, deep and thorough conversations about a lot of these things that are happening within museum collections and the museum industry at large.